You have entered the Chronic's rabbit hole and Swifties Chronicans. Welcome to or welcome back to the channel. My name is Kyle and this is my lovely wife.
Hi, I'm Alana.
And as y'all know, we already posted in the Swifty chat this beautiful dress on Alana as she was going out with the kids today to let me get some work done. So thank you so much for that, honey. That's why we're here ready to go right now for Morgan's Patreon request. Pick for us to get some Taylor Swift down the rabbit hole as y'all are craving all the time for it as we are too. This is from the re-record of her Speak Now, Taylor's version, as a vault track, which is the last one from this album, and the song today is Timeless.
Timeless. I'm super excited to get into this one. I have heard about this song and how much even some of the Swifties think that this song would really relate to, like, how much that I would really enjoy this one. So I'm really excited for this as well. So I'm like really excited to listen to this one today because it's even been brought up even today while I was out with the kids.
Really? No way.
To Swifties, so I'm super excited about that.
Well, that's very cool, and I think what's awesome about this is Morgan also says here it's a song that you hope to play at your wedding someday.
Wow.
If you ever get remarried. It's very much a pick-me-up song that makes me believe in love. So
cool.
Thanks, guys, and you guys have always said how much you guys appreciate our relationship, so we always that's always our goal, is to hopefully be a good role model for what love is, to hopefully get people who want love for the first time or a remarriage or anything to help you in that journey.
Absolutely.
So thank you for being part of that journey with us too, with this incredible pick, Morgan. We're very excited for this.
Thank you so much, Morgan.
And we're about to do the lyric video, so hopefully you guys enjoy.
I'm still standing on my headphones.
Well, you know, technically standing, but I'll take it. Well, that sure reminds me of my grandma. That looks like Marjorie, if I'm mistaken. That's okay, but that's the type of vibe, a grandmother type of vibe. So I'm very excited for this Timeless because I really think grandmas are timeless. Don't you think?
I think so.
Their wisdom that they have and the comfort and care. So here we go, y'all. I'm very excited for this too. Thank you for this request. Here we go. The guitar coming in.
Down the block there's an antique shop, and something in my head said stop, so I walked in. On the counter was a cardboard box, and the sign said photos, 25 cents each. Black and white, saw a 30s bride and two lovers laughing on the porch of their first house. The kind of love that you only find once in a lifetime, the kind you don't put down. And that's when I called you, and it's so hard to explain, but in those photos I saw us instead. And somehow I know that you and I would have found each other. In another life you still would have turned my head, even if we'd met on a crowded street in 1944 and you were headed off to fight in the war. You still would have been mine, we would have been timeless. I would have read your love letters every single night and prayed to God you'd be coming home alright. And you would have been fine, we would have been timeless. 'Cause I believe that we were supposed to find this. So even in a different life you still would have been mine, we would have been timeless.
Makes me think of Outlander.
Definitely.
I had to smile.
Gosh, don't you just love this is her Speak Now. This is literally I think her
Wow.
third album. And she's so young here, and thinking about that where she didn't even technically have that for herself yet, even just thinking of what her parents or what her grandparents and all that went through. But I'm thinking even for you and me, just how timeless our love is, I think, and how long it's going to last, and like what you hope when you look at your grandparents, how long even your grandparents
because
have
my
gone.
grandparents have been together 65 years, I think.
That's crazy,
right? So
right?
like I think that 65 years I think they've been together, because they're 85 now. So yeah.
Wow, and they got together when they're in their 20s.
And when they're in their 20s.
So look at that, like, and when you have a timeless love that you know you could have loved in any decade or millennium or whatever for it, and that's what I think great art is, and that's what I think Taylor is. She's timeless.
Absolutely. And I love the storytelling that she has in this one, of walking into a thrift shop and seeing those photos and imagining herself and being her lover in those photos. But she even said specifically, I saw these photos and then I called you. Right. Because
she
like,
was with people at this point too,
right? And then she's like, and then I called you and talked about all these things that we could be together. Yeah. So it makes me think of like a relationship that maybe ended and is coming back, or
potentially, like, just even thinking, if I had to go for war, I hope he would love me through all that fear.
Absolutely. And then loving through that fear, and like writing the love letters and waiting for those to come through, and like thinking about the just like not even reminiscing, but like it's like an empathetic kind of song where you're kind of a reminiscing, right? So it's beautifully written. I love the storytelling of this one.
It gives me like Notebook vibes.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what like Speak Now kind of era is giving me the vibes of. It's just that girl who is like totally raw and all in about her emotions, and like the fantasy of that and the playing of that too, right? That's what makes it hard to decide even too, when you are always thinking of different timelines and all that.
Absolutely. Like Outlander, The Notebook, like those types of like eras and stuff. So I love the photos in the background of the video that really brings in like going through that photo box and like putting yourself into that reality.
It would be pretty crazy if this was all Marjorie and her grandpa and like what they went through. And it's all the pictures. Like, it seems that personal.
It does seem that personal, absolutely.
I had to smile when it caught my eye. There was one of a teenage couple in the driveway, holding hands on the way to a dance, and the date on the back said 1958, which brought me back to the first time I saw you. Time stood still like something in this old shop. I thought about it as I started looking round at these precious things that time forgot. That's when I came upon a book covered in cobwebs, story of a romance torn apart by fate. Hundreds of years ago they fell in love like we did, and I'd die for you in the same way. If I first saw your face in the 1500s off in a foreign land, and I was forced to marry another man, you still would have been mine. We would have been timeless. I would have read your love letters every single night and run away and left it all behind. You still would have been mine. We would have been timeless. 'Cause I believe that we were supposed to find this. So even in a different life, you still would have been mine. We would have been timeless. Time breaks down your mind and body. Don't you let it touch your soul. It was like an age-old classic. The first time that you saw me, the story started when you said hello.
Yep, that's all it took.
In a crowded room a few short years ago, and sometimes there's no proof, you just know you're always gonna be mine. We're gonna be. I'm gonna love you when our hair is turning gray. We'll have a cardboard box of photos of the life we've made, and you'll say, oh my, we really were timeless. We're gonna be timeless, timeless. You still would have been mine, we would have been, even if we met on a crowded street in 1944. You still would have been mine, we would have been. Down the block there's an antique shop, and something in my head said stop, so I walked in.
Makes me want to go to an antique shop too.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that. That must be Marjorie and hubby. Wow. I love seeing old photos of my grandma and grandpa.
Yeah, me too.
Oh my God, it's just some of the most precious things you'll ever see, right?
It really is.
Just knowing what the commitment level of them and what that oath meant. That's what I really respect in that generation, is what the oath of marriage really meant, and why there was so less things that were, there was a lot more timeless love there that would get through anything, because there's the ups and downs, and you know, people are divorcing now, and there's not even wars going on in North America, at least, and there's so much
Yeah,
here
not
where there's
that.
not even that type of a pressure or anything like that too, so it's crazy. And hopefully you just start sending love letters to people that you do love, so that you can always
Yeah.
remember those things. We have so many photographs to look through in our lives, and anytime I go through my phone when I'm like de-cleaning it, it's so amazing just to see our lives already. And we've
Yeah.
only been 5 years,
Absolutely.
and already the first time I saw you, honey, don't you remember that? We just saw each other just saying hello. We already know it was good. And there's
Absolutely.
and you can't force that.
No,
That's
you
the
can't.
beauty of finding that. So if anyone could have captured that moment when we saw each other in the parking lot, if I had that photograph, which I have in my mind, that's why it does bring so much joy, right? But like, if y'all could have saw that, you would have seen what Timeless was about as well too. So when you know you got it, you got to go for it to then inspire, because look how inspired Taylor is from that love.
Absolutely.
Having what looks like her grandma and grandpa there, just their love together, right?
Absolutely.
Or just in general going through the antique shop and then seeing everyone else's and just having that manifestation, because that's how we're taking it for when Taylor makes her music and she's getting inspired. She's showing you ways that she's gotten inspired, because we talked to someone who got inspired by literally going and filling gas, and an artist like got like a melody from the gas line,
Yes.
and what it sounded like too. So to know that Taylor's going to antique shops and then finding full memories that are creating these incredible songs that are on a Speak Now album that is all about her and what she wanted to do with it too. So that was from learning so much from what you guys were talking about.
Absolutely.
Great choice.
Great choice. I absolutely loved it.
Timeless choice, sorry.
Timeless choice. Absolutely. I absolutely loved this, the song Timeless. It was, just phenomenal storytelling. I loved it still had like a singer-songwriter feel behind it.
Oh,
Like
absolutely.
it was very much like a Taylor's version going into this, which is such a timeless feel itself.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's something about the Speak Now version that I've really heard, is that it's like, it ages like fine wine.
Yeah, it's better because it just feels so natural and
It
raw
feels
and
so
stripped
natural
down
and raw.
yeah.
Exactly. Right. And so like that's what I've heard about this era, and like getting into Timeless, you can really feel it throughout this entire melody.
I agree. I
So-
love her acoustic style and her early albums. I'm very excited to get to them eventually too.
I am
Like in
too.
full. And this is a perfect way to get it, especially when it's a vault track and it came later, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And like, I'm gonna be honest, I know you speak with the Swifties a lot more than I do,
Fair
but
enough, yeah.
I don't really know what a vault track is. Could you explain what that is for me?
That is something I'm somewhat a little confused about, but what I'm taking from it, if you remember with Midnights, they had the two different editions that then brought in new ones. With the Taylor version, it looked like there was the vault tracks were one of those ones. Like
One of
Timeless
those
was,
versions.
so it got brought just for the Taylor, where it wasn't on the original
Okay.
version. Because when I looked in the book, which we'll be checking, it's not on the original Speak Now.
Oh,
So no
very
one even
cool.
heard it until the Taylor version.
That okay, so it was like a Taylor version out of the vault. I understand. That makes sense.
Yeah, so
I
it was
get
one
it.
that I guess wasn't allowed to be fully brought out the first time, which we heard with
Yeah.
the management.
So
and all
kind of
that.
like a deluxe edition, but
Yeah.
it's like an out of the vaults edition.
Which we've seen, like, and a good example for you would be Linkin Park with Lost.
Yeah.
That's a vault track.
That would make
Because
sense.
they always had it, but they just didn't release it.
Always had it but didn't release it.
Yeah, so
And
there
we
you
know
go.
how much songwriting she does and everything like that.
Yeah.
She has tons of songs that she could just bring out. We've seen her do it with
TTPD.
TTPD,
Hell yeah.
right? So like
That 6 hours still making you buzzed.
Yeah. sure is.
Still no recovering from that one, but that's why we had to go and see it. So,
Actually, speaking of TTPD,
oh,
Kylie and I listened to TTPD, the anthology at work while we were working the
oh
other
my
day.
God, there you go. You can already start listening fully to more Taylor at work now, too.
Yeah.
You're making everyone Swifties and Souk. I'm sure they're all happy for that one.
So excited.
So yeah, so we're gonna go check the genesis of this too, because I want to know if there's anything said about the people there, and because it's already explained good or not. But here we go, y'all. So we're on to Timeless, the genesis for the writing of Timeless, considered by many fans to be a classic of the Speak Now era. Taylor was inspired by the story of her grandmother, Marjorie Finley.
Mhm.
Turning
Good
the yellowed pages of a photo album found in an antique shop, she imagines how her grandmother met her first love. She immerses herself in character and has fun developing her story from the 30s through the 44 to 58, with a reference to the tragedy of Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet and the second pre-chorus, which inevitably evokes love story from Fearless. This ballad traces the timelessness of a very strong love. Later in December 2020, Taylor Swift pays a further tribute to her grandmother with Marjorie Evermore. A few months earlier in July, she recalled her grandfather, Robert Finley, in Epiphany. So there's Robert now. We know it's Marjorie and Robert.
Marjorie and Robert.
So cheers to them, because through your generations, you got Taylor.
Wow,
And,
very cool.
and just how amazing y'all are too. So hopefully, all the Swifties and Chronicians are all happy with that. We'll get to it after, hun, and we'll finish this off here. But hopefully, Morgan and Swifties, you guys enjoyed that reaction. Thank you guys so much for all your time. Hopefully you guys are excited for much more reactions coming down to finish this month and into June. We will definitely have a newsletter ready for June at the beginning, because I missed it kind of this month. I dropped the ball on that. I do apologize, but we had a lot of things going on and even new membership tiers coming into stuff as well. So hope you guys have been just enjoying all the things that have been coming down. And we thank you for your support. Please hit the like or heart if you're on Patreon or YouTube. Comment down below some of your thoughts on this Taylor version lyric video and just how timeless it truly is. And hit the subscribe button on your way out if you are not a Chronican yet, Swifties. And if you ever want to go the extra mile, then we have Patreon tiers where we got 4 of them ready for you guys. And we got free trials for all of them. But we are now exiting the rabbit hole, folks.
Thank you so much, everyone, for being here with us. This was an amazing time with Taylor. I absolutely loved it. I can't wait to see what else is going to be coming down the rabbit hole. Peace and love, everyone.
God bless y'all.
Take care, and bye for now. Hey, thank you for making it to the end of the video. It's so good to see you here. And if you would like to continue in supporting us in our future endeavors, you can do so by supporting us over here. And if you really like this band or artist that you listen to in this video, you can support them right here. And we think you might like this video right here. So remember to click it and continue on your trip down the rabbit hole.
Thank you so much, Chronicans.
Thank you so much. Peace and love.